Let's look at 5 ways your difficult teenager is blessing you. Yes, you heard that. 5 ways your difficult teenager is blessing you. I'm sure you are thinking like Nathanael just now. Like Nathanael asked Philip, can anything good come out of Nazareth? No, you may be asking, what blessing can possibly come out of raising a difficult teenager? A teen who is living in sin, addicted to substance, or who is rebelling against you. What possible blessing can come out of it? Well, let's see. Challenges with our teens are as much about us as it is about them, even if not more about us. Many parents, including ourselves, we unconsciously slide into self-dependence. Christian parents, we start to keep our eyes on ourselves and rely on our own understanding instead of keeping our eyes on Jesus. Like Hebrews 12:2 says, keep your eyes on Jesus, who is the author and finisher of our faith. We think if we just do all the right things, send them to the right schools, keep them away from negative influences, have money devotions, you love them, you discipline them, then we think if we do all of these things, then everything will be okay. But as good as these things may seem, doing all of them do not change our children's hearts. Only God can change people from the inside out. All our practices, all our efforts may not be able to change our children like we would like them to. And we need to always remember that God causes all things to work together for our good. Here are 5 ways that can happen. 1. Having a difficult teenager help you to learn to depend on God. If you are self-dependent like I used to be, God can step aside and watch you struggle until you come to the end of yourself, where you learn to cry out to God in prayer for His grace, His wisdom, and His mercy. At such a time, we then learn to run to His word, to seek His promises, which causes us to grow in faith and trust in God, trusting Him to change our children's hearts. Now, is it that we don't do anything? Is it that we don't make any effort? Absolutely. We do it, we make efforts, we do everything we can do like everything depends on us, and then we seek God like everything depends on Him. 2. Having a difficult teenager can cause you to become more empathic. When we see some teenagers that are struggling with negative behaviors, we tend to become critical and judgmental. And we think that their parents have failed, we think that they have not done their best, we think that they have not raised them well, and we tend to think that our own kids are doing well because of our own hard work or efforts. But a difficult teenager will change all of that. When we are raising a difficult teenager, we learn to appreciate that it's not by power, not by might, but by the Spirit of God. We begin to see our mistakes and many things that have failed, many things that we have done that did not work. We realize that the reason our children are doing well, the reason they are behaving well, the reason they are walking in the right path is not necessarily because of everything that we have done right, but because of the grace of God. So that way we become more empathic toward parents that are dealing with a difficult teenager. 3. A difficult teenager will humble you. This is similar to the second one. A difficult teenager will not only make you feel weak, it will cause you to doubt everything that you know. You learn to ask God and ask other people for help. You learn to pray and seek counsel. You even ask people to pray for you, pray for your children, and you go to them to seek counsel. It will humble you because you realize now that you don't have it all together like you think you did. When you have done all you know how to do, when you have employed everything you have learned about raising the ideal thing and they don't work and your child is still struggling, you get to learn the true meaning of it's not by power, it's not by might, but by my Spirit. 4. A difficult thing will help you to grow in love. Love is patient and kind. It believes the best of everyone, and love never gives up, according to 1 Corinthians 13. Now, a difficult thing will help you learn to love the unlovable. You keep being kind and keep being patient and good to them, even if they are not responding in the same way. We need to realize that whatever disrespect we receive from our children, while we are trying to raise them, we are trying to love them, is nothing compared to the humiliation that Jesus suffered for us all. If you think back, what it took God to get you over to His side, how He kept going after you, how He kept sending people after you, how He kept making sure that you hear the gospel from time to time, until finally you responded to him. Think about how many times you rejected Jesus. Think about how many times he was trying to get to you before you finally responded by making him the Lord of your life. So our things can help us grow in love and cause us to see the need to ask God for grace to love the unlovable. 5. Having a difficult thing can help you to cultivate patience and endurance. One of the worst things that we can do for our things or any other person is to give up on them, to say they will never change. No. Patience helps us to stay the course. Let's remember that patience is a fruit of the Spirit that grows under trial. We can't pray patience on us. No, you can't pray patience on you. The easy way to learn patience is to be put in that situation that requires you to be patient. God changes us little by little from glory to glory. So sometimes it may take some time before we start seeing the fruit of our prayers and efforts in the life of our teenagers. It takes patience and perseverance to wait with a good attitude and keep doing the right things while God is working on your child. Raising a difficult thing can be a blessing to us in these 5 ways. So keep believing, keep trusting. God is working on your child.